Hey guys, here I am with another tag video for you for Tag Tuesday. This one is going to be the Literary MixTape, the 90s edition, created by Amy over at Amy Gets Lit. Stick around to see what books I pair with the songs that she chose. Hey y'all, it's me, Jen with Ivers Inklings. Today I'm doing a tag video for you for Tag Tuesday. I had intended on wearing my jean jacket and putting my pins all over here, but that just was a lot of work, and so I didn't do it. I did add one pin. But we're going to dive into this tag. It is the Literary MixTape 90s edition. We've got some great songs here. I'm super excited. Let's get started. This first prompt is Friday I'm in Love by The Cure. So, great song there by The Cure. This prompt is a book you have a love-hate relationship with. So, for me, that is going to be Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I absolutely loved the first 3/4 of this book. This book would have been a 4-star read for me. I love Alice in Wonderland, so I was really excited about this retelling from the Queen of Hearts perspective. I love Marissa Meyer. I loved her Cinder series. And then the last quarter of this book happened, and it was hot garbage, and I hated it. Ended up giving this book 2.5 stars. So this next song is Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. I have to admit that this is not a song I'm very familiar with, because when the big Nirvana craze was going on when I was in junior high, late junior high years, I was into country music. So let's dive into this song. Okay, so I know a little bit of the chorus, but yeah, that was kind of rough. The prompt for this one is your favorite coming-of-age story. So I really enjoy coming-of-age stories, and I know I'm going to catch some flack for this one that I chose. However, I think my favorite coming-of-age story is actually a 7-book series, and that is the Harry Potter series. Amongst the fantasy elements of this, we get this great coming-of-age story. We follow him through, late elementary all the way through junior high and into high school years, and we see him grow from this young boy into a young man, essentially, and all of the stages that go along with it. There are definitely problems with this series and with these books, but it is one of my favorite coming-of-age stories. So this next song is one of my absolute favorites from this decade of music. It is still one that I have on my iPod on my phone to this day, and that is Criminal by Fiona Apple. All right. Love that song so much. The prompt for this one is your favorite true crime novel. And I don't have this book. I'm not exactly sure what happened to it. I used to own it. But that is Helter Skelter, and I will insert a picture of it here. This is the true crime telling of the Charles Manson murders. All-time favorite. Coincidentally enough, I spent the 90s reading true crime novels. That was about the only books that I read. I read all about Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer and the Killer Clown, and there was a local murder here in Russellville, I believe, that a book has been written about. Read all of those, and Helter Skelter was my initial dive into that world. And the opening book of the copy that I had, on the title page, it says, "This book will scare the shit out of you." And to this day, I read this book probably 25 years ago, and to this day, I get creeped out because of the things that I read about in this book that the Manson family did and the crimes that they committed. So this next one is also a song I'm not hugely familiar with. Again, I had kind of moved out of the hard rock heavy metal stage in the 90s and moved into the alternative grunge and country music of the time. So this one is Seasons in the Abyss by Slayer. Okay, we're going to end that there because I don't know what's going on. The prompt with this song is a dark or heavy novel or short story collection. And for me, I'm going to go with the heavy type prompt for this one, and that is Words in Deep Blue by Kath Crowley. This is a book that centers around the loss of a sibling, depression, and the grief, going through the grief process and healing from the grief process. It is very heavy subject matter. I read it last summer, and I just tore my soul out. Of course, I can connect with this a lot, so that makes it a little bit more. But anytime you deal with grief on this type of level, I think it's really a heavy subject matter. This next song prompt is one that I listened to a lot in the 90s, and that is Wonderwall by Oasis. All right. The prompt that goes with this song is a novel with family members that hate each other. And I skipped a prompt. We'll insert it next. So for this one, I chose The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin. This book follows 4 siblings through their journey. It's kind of a coming of age story, but their process, they went to a fortune teller, a palm reader of some sorts, and she read their palms and gave them the day of their death, told them when they were going to die. I don't know that it was to the exact date, but it was definitely the age they were going to die. And so it follows the siblings through their journey till their death day. And because of this, I don't think they really necessarily hate each other, but it really created a divide between the siblings and with their mother. So that is why I chose this prompt for this prompt. This book for this prompt. This next prompt actually should have been before Wonderwall, but that is Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. This is, again, one I'm not real familiar with. The Beastie Boys that I'm familiar with, their song is Gotta Fight for Your Right to Party, that we skated around the skating rink on in the 80s and 90s, but we're gonna go with Sabotage. All right, that's all we're going to get of that one. And the prompt that goes with this one is a novel where the protagonist sabotages themselves. And for this one, I'm going to go with Left by Tamar Osawaski. This is a book that is told by 3 different characters, and the mother figure in here is one of the main protagonists, and she definitely sabotages herself and her relationship with her children. And that's all I'm going to say about it. A really good book. I really enjoy is not the right word for it, but I did like this book a lot, and the dynamics and the story that was told and how it was told. So I've got a full review on it somewhere. It may be posted, and if it is, I will link it. If not, it is coming soon, so look out for it. This next song is a 90s classic as far as I'm concerned, and that is Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. Okay, that was awful rendition of that. Clearly, I haven't listened to that song in a while. But the prompt for this is a book that you reread. Now, I have mentioned several times that I am not a huge rereader, but there are a few books that I do reread every now and then. And one of those books is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. It is one of my favorite. It is my favorite all-time classic, childhood classic, and I do reread it quite often. In fact, I think I'm going to be rereading it in April, so for Audiobookathon. Yeah, so this one. This next song is Linger by the Cranberries. That is one song that I really only remember the chorus to. The prompt for this one, though, is a novel that has stayed with you long after you've put it down. For me, that is The Myth of You and Me by Leah Stewart. I read this book in my early 20s after the breakup of me and my best friend at the time. This is the only book that I have ever known to be that I have or found to be about the loss of a friend, especially a close friend, a best friend, and especially when you don't really know why the friendship ended, or what really led to the end of the friendship. But later on, you realize that the friendship was probably pretty toxic, and while you love and miss that friend, it is really just best that you're not friends anymore, because they were a toxic element in your life. But it is hard when you've been best friends with this person through most of your formative years, junior high, high school, early 20s, through marriages and divorces and children and all of that. So it's really hard. It's a really hard time to deal with and realize that that friendship really needed to come to an end. And this book was one that I read during that time and really helped me through that process, the grieving process of the loss of a friend. Okay, so this next prompt is also a also a staple of the 90s, and definitely a 90s classic. That is Losing My Religion by REM. All right, such a great song. Again, one I could listen to the entire song right now. But this prompt is a book or a short story where the protagonist's beliefs, not necessarily religious beliefs, are challenged and put to the test. And for this one is the book that I've talked a lot about on my channel. It is my favorite novel that I've read. And it does just happen to deal with religion, but that is The Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingsolver. In this, it is told from multiple points of view, mostly from the women in this family and their father. The husband slash father in this book is an evangelistic, I believe it's Southern Baptist preacher who was sent to the Congo to convert the natives, basically. And while they're there, the women in this story are really put to the test in their beliefs in their God and in their husband slash father, and this just everything that they come across and encounter, all of their beliefs are put to the test. And some of them are, you know, it is a really, some of them, their belief system is challenged to the point where they re-evaluate it all and change, and some of it stick to the beliefs that they've had all along, but you come away changed. All the characters in the story were changed by their beliefs and their convictions, and as a reader, I think you really come away with a different perspective and changed as well. At least I know I did. Okay, so this last prompt for this is one of my favorite songs. Again, in the 90s, the late 90s was when we started getting into rap around here and into the heavy R&B, and this was a staple of that time period. This is Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe. All right, that's a fun song. So the prompt that goes with this one is a novel that has a toxic relationship. And I don't have the first book in this series, but this book actually has two toxic relationships in it, so it fits absolutely fine with this prompt. And that is going to be the Twilight series. This book in particular is New Moon by Stephanie Meyer, and this is the second book in the series. Y'all, you want to talk about toxic relationships? Bella just can't catch a break here. Her relationship with Edward is definitely toxic. I mean, he up and leaves her because he thinks that's for her best benefit, because he attracts danger and he's going to get hurt, and he doesn't consult her in any way or shape or form. He just leaves her and doesn't even tell her why. And then you have Jacob, who is trying to get in between Bella and Edward, because he thinks he's the better man, and he's just as toxic. He is stalkerish. He's kind of a bully, and he's manipulative. I don't see the appeal to him at all. I was definitely Team Edward through all this, but my favorite characters weren't even the main ones. It was the bad vampires. So, yeah. Anyway, definitely a book that shows toxic relationships. Not cute. Not cute, Stephanie Myers. Not cute. So that is it for the Literary Mixtapes 90s edition tag. Again, I'm not going to tag anybody. I think a lot of people have done this, the ones that I would normally tag. So if you have not done this and you're watching it and you want to do it, then consider yourself officially tagged. If you've already done this, be sure and let me know in the comments below so I can go check out your videos. And y'all know what to do here. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Also, be sure and hit that subscribe button, and definitely leave me a comment down below. It can be anything related to the content of this video, or it can just be as simple as an emoji or a hello, so I can interact with you in the comment section as well. So until next Tuesday, when I bring you another video, I will